I want to take the end of this video to talk about something I've been thinking about a lot recently and something I really care about, and that's respect. When I was a junior in high school, we had these special times on Fridays where we were supposed to sit in class for 20 minutes and read, and the teacher I had during this time was kind of strict about the rules, but nobody really liked this time, so I kind of bent the rules a little bit. I went across the hall to a different classroom, which was a class that had my friends in it, and I knew that the teacher wasn't as strict about the rules. I stayed over there during the time that I was supposed to be back in my own classroom. And then when the bell rang at the end of the period, my original teacher, my math teacher, was like, "Hey, Devin, where have you been?" And I was like, "I was across the hall." But then it came around to next week, the next Friday, and my math teacher said to the class, she was like, "Okay, this week, absolutely nobody is leaving the class, and you can blame Devin for that because last week he left, and he lied to me, and he said that the teacher across the hall had said he was allowed to stay and to help do some setup for our class in the science lab." But that's kind of really beside the point because this interaction kind of made me start thinking about a lot of things, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. It may have been justified for me to be mad at her since she called me a liar when I didn't actually lie to her, but it's not like I was being the perfect moral example of what to do either, because I knowingly broke her rules by going across the hall and spending time with my friends. I knowingly broke the rules, I knowingly disrespected her. So this got me thinking, I was like, if I'm knowingly doing the right thing and someone gets mad at me, then it's a lot more justified for me to be mad at them than it is if I knowingly do the wrong thing and they get mad at me for it. It wasn't like a sudden change, but this was kind of like the start of a paradigm shift. A whole change in my viewpoint, because I was like, wait a minute, if I actually respected my teacher as a person instead of just thinking like she's my teacher, it kind of changes the perspective a little bit. And so I began to think, what if I started thinking of my math teacher as a person in herself instead of just a teacher who's here to give me the knowledge, give me the lessons, give me whatever. She's now a person. We have a relationship and she's giving me, I need to give her back. I'll give her the respect she deserves because she's giving me all this stuff. So it kind of changed my whole perspective of the class and of her as a person. And so it was pretty cool because not only did my relationship with her improve, my grades in the class started to improve, and eventually she actually wrote 2 different college recommendations letters for me because our relationship had improved so much. It's super cool to look back on and see how much your personal respect can do for a relationship. And since then, I've noticed so many times, when someone's treating me a certain way that I don't like, if I choose to stick to my guns, stick to what I know is true, and give this person respect, then suddenly this person starts to treat me right. And it's so cool to see the effect of treating someone right. Eventually you go from having one person doing right and one person doing wrong to 2 people doing right. And it's just pretty much the coolest thing in the whole world. I think that's all I have to say about that. Thanks again.